Good morning, alumni and high school students. So this is a video about how to purchase books while you're in college, because the system can be a little bit difficult to understand if you've never done it before. So all of you will have access to the Monarch Alumni Guide to College. If you scroll down, there's different topics that are covered, but we're going to go ahead and go to how do I buy my books. Click on it, and then it's going to link you to this Google Doc. The Google Doc has steps for each, or has steps on how to buy your book. So it'll be like, first locate the bookstore link, which I have below. You're going to make sure to choose term, like example fall 2019 or fall 2020. The department, so if you're looking for like English, biology, math, the section number, so each class has a section number, so sometimes it'll be like 101, 115, 210. It just depends on what you're taking. Make sure you choose your correct instructor's name, so your professor's name, because sometimes there might be like an English 115 class, but it has different teachers, so you have to make sure you choose the correct teacher, because you might accidentally buy the incorrect book. I'm also going to do another video on how to buy books on different websites like Amazon, Chegg, or other ways to save on textbooks, but right now we're focusing on if you're just going to go ahead and purchase them directly from your school. So let's go ahead and start. We'll start with Southwestern. So we'll click on Southwestern's link. So it's going to bring you to the bookstore page. As you guys can see, there's a COVID-19 announcement, but we're going to go ahead and scroll down. You're going to be able to see About Us, Announcements, Hours and Directions, Find Your Textbooks, Return Policy, Buyback Policy, and Software. So we're going to go ahead and click on Find Your Textbooks, because again, this is if you're trying to buy your textbooks from school. So you're going to select the campus term. So right now we're going to choose spring 2020, but depending on when you start school, it'll be either summer 2020 or fall 2020. You're going to select a department. So let's say you're taking a biology class. Select a course, so for example, if it's Biology 101, and then you're going to make sure that you're going to choose your teacher. So you have to make sure you're choosing the correct teacher, because they may have different books depending on which teacher you're taking. So let's go ahead and say your teacher is Luz Alvarez. You're going to add it to your book list. So typically you're going to be taking multiple classes. So we're going to go ahead and go back to this section, and we're going to add your other classes in. So if it's your first semester, most likely you're going to be taking personal growth or personal development. So let's go ahead and choose that. And let's say you're taking personal development 100C. And then you're going to go ahead and make sure that you are choosing the correct teacher. I'm going to add it to the book list. Your first semester, you're probably also going to be taking English. So let's go ahead and go up to English. Most of you will be taking 114 or 115 or 115 plus. So let's say 115. And then again, make sure you're choosing the correct teacher. So let's say your teacher is Elizabeth Merton, and we're going to add to the book list. And typically, your first semester, you're going to be taking 4 classes. So let's also say you're taking math. So let's go ahead and scroll down to math. So math, course number, so let's say you're taking Math 101. And again, make sure you're choosing your correct teacher, and you're going to add it. Then you're going to hit generate your book list. So then all of the books and required items for your class will pop up. So you'll have your, like, for your biology class, it's like your laboratory investigations. You would need specific types of gloves. For the PD 100C, that class doesn't have a textbook required at this point, so you wouldn't necessarily be up there. Sometimes teachers don't put their books up quite yet, so always check in closer to starting to school, and then you still have time after school starts, like usually a week or so before you're going to need your book. So always ask your teacher. And then for math, so it has the math textbook you would need, and also there's like a standalone card. So it's like a book that is, or sorry, it's like a card that has different like equations and things you might need to know. And then as you see here, the textbooks for this section could not be found at this time. Please check back at the bookstore. So that's another example of like the textbooks may not quite be up there yet. So if you're looking before the school semester starts, they may not quite be there. So always check back in. So say you're going to buy all of them new, you would do that and then hit purchase and then go ahead and like check out and then put in like your debit or credit card number from there. So that's how you would, for example, purchase books at Southwestern.